Welcome back to Way with Dalker. This is episode 20, 22 of Week in Music. 5 albums this week. I've been on my game. I've been stepping up. I think what's been going on is that I've just been listening to like a bunch of albums. I've been like saving stuff. So like all the albums I listen to obviously aren't going to get, posted on here. But I've just been listening to a lot more music recently. So that's allowed me to kind of, have a better nitpick and just a better selection of albums. But yeah, I think it was a good batch of albums this week. I liked all of them. I think, they're good recs for you guys if you haven't, listened to these albums before. But I'll let the guys take over and then I'll be back. So here they are. Album number 1 of the week, Talking Heads 77, came out in I guess 1977. I just saw it, but I forgot. Yeah, album number 1, Talking Heads 77. Third Talking Heads album I listened to in my life. First two being Speaking in Tongues, or Remain in Light. I have Speaking in Tongues on CD. I've always really liked Talking Heads. They're hit makers. David Byrne is like one of the most iconic, leads ever, I think, honestly, for, and just like, his charisma, his voice, and, I think that's, very common. And not very common. It's well known that he's well known. And yeah, I mean, I love Talking Heads, and this album was no different. Oh, no. This album was no different from My Love, but I think it was very different from Remain in Light being a lot more psych rock, and Speaking in Tongues being a lot more pop rock, maybe, I guess. Like, this album feels like a good middle ground between these two, and honestly, it might be my favorite. I don't know, it felt the most catchy to me. It felt the most, I felt my body was moving, like David Byrne listened to this. I really enjoyed this album. I thought it was just, I like Talking Heads, and I think they make great music. And, yeah, what else is there to say? I think Talking Heads 77 is a fantastic album. I'm going to go 91 hot dogs out of 100. I just like Talking Heads. Of the 3 albums I've listened to, really hasn't been a bad song. They're just consistent, and they excel in what they do. And that's all I got for this album. On to the next one. Album number 2 of the week, Don't Be Mistaken by Aggression, suggested to me by Scarlet Starlet from the comment section. Guys, if you suggest something from in the comments, I'll listen to it. So do that, because, I'm just a man. And while a man can just look up albums online and listen to those, it helps for me to just be given albums. Even though, like 80% of these albums I've listened to have been from my own, but whatever. Don't Be Mistaken by Aggression. Shut up. This is like they're a skate, a skate, punk rock band. They released stuff in the 80s, but then this came out in 2022. I was very surprised. Like I said, punk rock, similar to that Sex Pistols album I listened to last week. I don't know, I think I enjoyed this one less than the Sex Pistols one. Punk rock isn't really my thing. I said I want to listen to more, and I did, but I don't know, this one didn't really scratch the itch that I was looking for from what Sex Pistols gave me. It was a lot more, I don't know, the guitar was fantastic. That's the big thing with punk rock, just really good, heavy guitar. But the vocals were a little straining for me. I don't know, it just I don't know. I get that, punk rock is the whole, not conforming and against, society, I guess, and capitalism or whatever, but the lyrics kind of just drained me a little bit. Just oh, I get it, okay? And I probably sound like, a white suburban, American that's privileged talking about, it didn't really align with, what I think about, but I don't know. It just didn't really, but it was still good. I thought the music was good. Musically, sonically, I enjoyed listening to it, but in terms of the lyrics, it just didn't really resonate with me that much, but it was a good album. I'll go 66 hot dogs out of 100 for Don't Be Mistaken by Aggression. On to the next album. Album number 3 of the week, Bug by Casey Hill, came out 2024. Casey Hill's featured on 90210 by Travis Scott. Iconic song, iconic feature, arguably Travis's best. Not my favorite, but people say it's his best. Casey's featured on that. I think I was just scrolling through my suggested albums, as I always do. Or maybe I was scrolling through Clairo-esque artists. But whatever, I found her. This album was fantastic. Really, 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 really good. I mean, you've heard her feature 90210. Her voice is fantastic. And the way that she, like, fits into this production, like, it was, I wouldn't say it's Clairo-esque. It's Clairo umbrella. Clairo is my baseline of anything, you know. I can find a way to connect Clairo to anything. But, I don't know. I think I don't know. It just was very music I like-esque. And it just, like, her voice is fantastic. Production was varied, but also still felt, like, cohesive and flowed really well throughout the album. I mean, I don't know. I think this album was great. I really, really, really enjoyed it. Give me 90 hot dogs out of 100. Is that crazy? I don't know, but I mean, I don't know. I thought this album was just a lot of fun. Her voice is great, production great, just great, 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 top to bottom. Bug by Casey Hill. Check it out. 2024 album. Maybe album of the year. We'll see. No, Charm's gonna be album of the year. You heard it here first. On to the next album. Album number 4 of the week. Load by Metallica. Came out in 1996. I say this album because I was going through JoJo's Bizarre Adventure stands, and King Nothing is the stand of Norisuke Higashikata and Part 8 Joe Julian. That's a Metallica song, and it's on this album Load. So I was like, you know what? I'm looking for albums, and a good way to look for albums, for me at least, is just go through JoJo's Bizarre Adventure characters, stands, whatever, what have you. Because Araki uses a lot of songs and albums, which is, you know, his whole thing. But yeah, Load by Metallica, first Metallica record I've checked out by them. I've heard dozens of Metallica songs, just never an album front to back. And this album was really cool. It was a lot less heavy than I was expecting. It was definitely heavy metal, but I guess like my mental image of Metallica was more death metal. And I guess that's kind of unfair to Metallica because obviously, you know, like they're known as one of the best metal/heavy metal bands, and death metal is a whole different thing. But this album was really cool. Had a lot of different vibes in it. One of the later tracks, I think it was called, let me pull it up. It was called Mama Said. Mama Said was dope. It was a lot more traditional rock sounding to me, and I enjoyed that. That was probably my favorite, which is kind of like disingenuous, I guess, to the whole thing being a heavy metal album, but I digress. I thought this album was fun. It was cool. Guitar was fantastic. The lead singer, whatever the hell his name is, it was just great. Good album. I'm gonna go 84 hot dogs out of 100 for Load by Metallica. On to the next one. Album number 5 of the week, Jinx by Crumb. Came out my YouTube solo. Came out in 2019. I have not listened to Crumb before. I've played a few of their songs on my radio show back in my freshman year of college. And I enjoyed it. You know, it seemed very music I like adjacent, psych pop kind of thing. Sounded very much like Broadcast, which I really loved. The album I checked out Work and Non-Work. I want to listen to more by them. I really liked Belly, suggested by Griffin. I like psych pop. I like very airy, very ethereal, just female vocalist, which is really light and just, I don't know, just I love the sound of Belly, Broadcast, Crumb, just like that kind of the spaces they create with the vocals, and I don't know, it's a very convoluted way of saying I like this music. This album, I thought this was incredible. I need to listen to more. Crumb, if it's like this, I thought this album was dope. Really, really good. I'm gonna go 87 hot dogs out of 100 for Jinx by Crumb. Really, really good. And now I'm back. So hope you guys enjoyed Week in Music episode 22. Leave some albums in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.